How you doing, man?
Hello.
Hey, what's up? Not you, but
we weren't
I'm sorry.
talking about you. We were talking about John Rocker.
Talking about old stories.
Yeah, sorry.
Don't worry about that.
Cool. It's cool.
Yeah.
Rory
How's it going?
Culkin
Nice to meet you.
has entered. What's going on, man? How are you?
Good. I'm a big fan of you guys.
Oh,
thank you very much.
Both of you.
We never think anyone's ever heard of us.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm big into it. Saw Hell in a Cell last night.
Yes. I was gonna. So I was going through all your stuff on Google last night, and I was like, oh yeah, because I knew you from movies and
Did
stuff.
you see
right?
the new movie? We didn't see the new movie.
Why
I'm
would you
sorry.
say
I
it?
feel bad.
Why would you say
No,
that?
because I don't want to lie to him. He's a fan of the show. I don't want to be a dick.
Why would you start? That's just a bad way to start an interview.
Because he can tell us about the movie, so I don't have to do it a disservice by not plugging it.
But you could have waited 5 minutes.
Or just lead into it like, oh, like what was your favorite scene? Not like just say, hey. And by the way, you interrupted me.
I apologize.
To
but
just
I wanted
announce that you
I figured
had-
you were going to say that.
Why would I?
Maybe you saw it. I just didn't. I want to be honest with Rory.
I don't think anyone's seen it.
It's not out yet.
Yeah, it's not out yet.
Comes
It's
out
not
this
out yet.
Friday. Thank you.
There, yeah, that's right.
There you go.
No, but I was he mentioned Hell in a Cell last night, and I was going through, and I'd forgotten that I saw your brother at WrestleMania at Radio Row because he was doing his podcast next to
That's
me.
right.
And like everything came back to me because he was like, yeah,
Which
my brother, Macaulay Culkin.
Okay.
Because he was like, my brother, I think it was, you were getting married the next day on the Saturday.
That's right. Yeah.
And he was like, Paul Heyman's going to do his wedding. And at the time, I was like, that's amazing. And then I didn't realize till last night that you were the brother
Yeah.
who
Paul
got
Hey-
married by Paul Heyman.
Paul Heyman's my rabbi.
Which
yeah.
is, I mean, it was amazing. He started doing
that's
like,
cool.
but he started doing full on wrestling shtick.
Oh, he was threatening my family in the audience. It was fantastic.
You liked that? That's what you wanted out of it.
Yeah, I had like a brief talk with him beforehand, and I was like, "Don't be afraid to be mean to my family," and he really took that note. And you know,
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Was he meaner than you thought he'd be?
it was perfect. I mean, he's a heel, you know.
Okay.
And he brought a cameraman with him to film it. And am I close enough?
Yeah,
Yeah.
And we didn't know, but then bits of our wedding are now on the internet.
Oh, you did not give.
That was not part of the plan. That
Right.
wasn't- But I was sort of angry about it for like a night, and then I realized we just got screwed by like the biggest heel in WWE. And
Right.
It's kind of an honor.
Yeah, it's
If
kind
they-
of like that's what he should do.
Yeah.
If
yeah,
somebody's
it's appropriate.
if somebody's gonna carny you out of your wedding film, it should be him.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That
How
should
long
be
you
right.
married? You're a young guy.
Since WrestleMania, so since April.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Do you like it?
I enjoy it. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I feel more adult,
You do, right?
I guess. Yeah,
Is your wife a fan of Paul Heyman?
yeah, she's a big wrestling.
She's a wrestling fan,
I'm more
too.
into like UFC,
Yeah.
but she's really into that. So now I'm into that as well.
Because
Did she tolerate your stuff and you tolerate hers? Like, all right, we'll watch this tonight and watch that tomorrow.
Yeah, she used to be into the UFC, and then it sort of fell off. She's had enough blood. I
Oh,
guess.
okay.
Yeah.
Because as you watch it, I'm like, Paul Heyman is making this guy's wedding completely about himself.
Yeah.
like Paul Heyman. If you look it up, Troy, you could play it for Norton. You just
Yeah.
look up Rory Culkin wedding.
My buddies host this podcast called We Watch Wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very good wrestling podcast, but they take me to shows a lot, like bar wrestling and stuff like that in LA. But they've talked about your brother. They've been like, Macaulay Culkin pops up at these things a lot.
Yeah,
like,
he interviews like Chris Jericho and all that. He has
yeah,
a
yeah,
wrestling
yeah.
podcast.
Those are fun shows. Those bar wrestling shows.
I haven't been.
They wrestle. Some of them don't even have rings, and they'll wrestle literally just through
Oh, it's
the
fantastic.
bar. It's fucking. And they give you a warning before the show. They go, if two wrestlers are coming at you and they say to move, fucking move. Like they're not kidding. Get out of the way. But
That's art.
it's really fun, man. It's
That's
really
awesome.
fun.
What kind of show is that thing? I don't know what's happening.
Like right now?
I'm listening. Yeah.
Like you're just like, I don't know what you're
It's called
talking
bar
about. right
wrestling, and they have a wrestling event in a bar.
That's what I thought. Okay.
And everybody's just drinking, and it's fucking wild wrestling
Bar
in a bar.
wrestling. I thought
It's
so.
so fun.
But you know what?
Extremely fun.
I'm glad that you said that because the fact that you said that, I would imagine most of the audience is like, what the fuck is he
I
talking
thought
about?
that's what he meant, but I wasn't 100% sure, and I didn't want to, be an idiot. But now they have footage of your wedding on TMZ Sports.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which you didn't realize,
Thanks-
Rory.
thanks,
you didn't,
Paul.
You
Yeah.
didn't realize that was because you're not like a TMZ
No,
guy.
there were 30 people at my wedding. It was tiny. It was,
It was a small, intimate, private affair.
yeah,
Right.
yeah, on TMZ.
on TMZ.
Yep. Thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman. And I am the advocate for the reigning, undisputed, universal heavyweight champion, Brock Lesnar.
He's doing his wrestling character.
While you're holding hands, waiting to continue your lives.
Did you? Was there in that moment where you like? Because I was watching it and I'm like, I'm assuming he's gonna twist this and mention you guys. But he just did the Brock Lesnar thing.
Yeah, no, it's all about Brock.
How long did the ceremony take with him?
It was like at least 5-minute promo he was cutting, and he kept talking about the main event tomorrow night at WrestleMania.
So he was trying to sell WrestleMania to the 30 people in the audience.
Yeah, exactly. We all had tickets. We were all sold already.
Did he talk about you guys at all?
No, I mean, I only met him like an hour before. And I thought he was gonna bail. I thought he was gonna bail. So it was just.
Was he allowed to do this? Is he ordained?
Yeah, he got ordained for us on our license. I think he's our shaman. He put for whatever reason. He's a strange guy.
You know why he did this? Like when you were like, I thought he was going to bail, but then he was like, wait, if I can get a camera guy and I can put it on my YouTube channel.
Well, that's why he was plugging WrestleMania. He's like, I'm leaking this later, so it'll be good.
Jim, you're a show business guy. Do you think that Paul Heyman gave this footage to TMZ on the house?
No, I don't. I believe that Paul Heyman profited from your most amazing and special day.
It's on TMZ Sports. I never would have guessed.
Well, yeah, I mean,
and he also probably wants to do these now for money. So that's he's also cutting a commercial for himself.
That's 100% true. And WWE can't be like, we don't want you doing this because he's like, look, I'm plugging WrestleMania more than poor Rory's wedding.
And this is your wife is giving her vows.
Exactly, and luckily it cut off before she really gets into it, but.
Because those are deeply personal.
Yeah,
you wrote them. Like, it's the woman that you love. You want to spend your life with.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah, let's do it.
Here to marry you on this rainy day in New Orleans on the eve of WrestleMania with our closest and coolest.
Excuse me. Available exclusively on the WWE
Oh my
Network. $9.99 a month, but available now for free.
Did you hear that, Pop? Because he interrupted the vows to get his shit in.
Good for him.
That was a Voss move right there.
It really was.
Yeah.
But it's like, you guys weren't like, was there any like, because you're not like as big of a wrestling fan as she is. Was there part of you that was like, I mean, I know that this is cool that you're here, but you can't interrupt the vows, man.
No, I loved it. I was just worried that she would maybe be, but she was into it, and yeah, it was an honor,
My wife's not a wrestling fan. Obviously, I am. I would totally do this exact same thing. My wife would be furious.
Would she be mad?
Had just made it about himself. Yeah, she'd be mad.
So
do you train at all or no?
No, not
really. You just watch. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, not seriously. No.
Yeah, she'd be pissed.
Yeah. Did she not watch like Hell in a Cell with you? And all
well, she watched, but she'll like fall asleep. Like we were doing Jim's live shows on Friday and Saturday this weekend. And she overheard in a conversation I was having with somebody that Hell in a Cell was on Sunday. She was like, wait, so you're gone Friday and Saturday and Sunday is a wrestling night? And I was like, yeah, and Monday and Tuesday as well. This is what you married into this.
Yeah, you signed up for this garbage.
Are you giving the fucking Leota speech? You know what I did, Karen.
Right, exactly.
Except it's not cool or dangerous.
What?
I'm kidding. I love wrestling. I mean, you being a fan isn't dangerous.
How did you meet your wife?
I met her on a set. I did a movie called Scream 4 years ago, and she's in the camera department. She's a camera assistant.
That's cool.
Yeah.
When you did Scream 4, because you've done a lot of like independent movies, but I feel like Scream 4 and Signs when you were like a little kid, or probably like the two really like massive movies, and Scream 4 being a franchise, was there different pressure like on opening weekend and things like that, or does that not really affect you?
Yeah, I mean, it's just a way bigger like carpet and a lot of e-news and things like that, which I don't know. But there's a lot of cooks in the kitchen, I guess, when it's a bigger...
Do you like all the attention? Like, do you like the fame part of it?
No, I mean, I guess it's part of the job.
Right.
No,
but for you, it's just actually the job.
Yeah, I really enjoy working, and I like, talking to you guys. That's cool.
Right.
But e-news and stuff. I don't know.
Did you want? Is this what you wanted to do, or you just did it because of what your family?
Oh, you mean
acting? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I sort of grew up on a set. In my first movie, I was 9, and but I have other siblings that sort of bailed out early, and we were all given the opportunity to bail if we'd like. And,
what are the ones who bailed out doing?
Well, there's 7 of us, so I could go down the list. But there's a chef, there's a writer, yeah.
But three pretty successful actors.
Yeah, thanks.
So I mean that's a lot for one family.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that outbeats that. You guys beat out the Baldwins.
Yeah, for sure.
Some of
the
those Baldwins
Douglases-
popped up in one thing, and then that was kind of a wrap.
It all
but,
fell off after Kirk and Michael. The Douglases.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So usually people have 2. They usually do well with 2, never 3.
Was it fun doing Castle Rock?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was. I enjoyed watching. it
Oh,
on there.
cool.
Yeah.
I really like that. I mean, it was hard to follow filming it. Like being a guest on a show is way different than being a
Sure.
regular because you sort of don't know what's going on and you're learning as you go. But
Yeah, I was going to ask you how I mean, you must have been signing non-disclosures out the ass. Like, I feel like there was probably so much secrecy.
Why?
It was an anthology sort of mystery show based in the Stephen King universe, and it's just like there's no fucking way anybody was stepping onto that set without having to sign.
Oh.
it's also
you know.
Bad Robot, which did they do Star Wars now and they did
Yeah.
Lost and everything, so they're pretty secretive about
Yeah.
everything.
Oh yeah, Lost held out pretty good on what really is happening. They kept everything.
Oh, you mean
pretty
the secrets
secret.
and stuff of the show?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess they're used to that.
Yeah. I mean, J.J. Abrams like kept Cloverfield. The whole movie was a secret until it came out. Like he's
Abrams
good. At,
still pulls that off. Some that last Cloverfield again was a secret.
nobody even knew it was being made.
Yeah, like he pulls that shit off somehow, man.
Yeah.
But
I wonder if they called somebody else while they're making it.
Well, they did. Like they definitely when they were filming Cloverfield, like in New York, it was some weird. I don't even remember what the title was, but it was some completely different title.
it was called Come Town.
Is that right?
You
J.J.
believe that?
Abrams, Come Town. A really weird, weird
It
turn.
was a
to
terrible
make.
working
Yeah.
title. The no, but you played a really cool part on Castle Rock where he's. I'm not. I mean, it's already out. I'm not spoiling anything. But he like. I don't know if you guys lived in the woods or what, but he like kind of lives out in the woods with this guy who basically cut his voice box out so he can't speak. He can only hear, and he's like his interpreter when he signs, and it's a real weird, freaky.
In the forest, listening for the voice of God.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Is that why he cut his voice box out?
yeah.
Yeah.
But why couldn't he have just not talked?
Because
Yeah, I mean,
it
just
heightens his
Is he? Oh,
his
that's
sense
gone.
of
I
hearing.
see.
That's the
wouldn't just-
creepiest part is when he goes, and I think you translate the line when he goes, "No, I made myself better,"
Yeah.
or
yeah.
whatever the line is.
Yeah.
Joe's doing fake sign language on the radio.
Joe's,
right now.
Joe's basically just putting his hands in front of his throat and making like he's talking to somebody's not.
And then ending his statements without question marks. So Rory's
Yeah.
sitting there like, "Yep, I remember that too."
I remember you did that line.
like Oliver Hardy. thumbs.
Did you grow up like a fan of movies? Because
Yeah.
you had a pretty amazing insight in the sense that like you knew how they were made from the time you were born, pretty much, right?
Yeah, I think the magic's still there.
Is it?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So what did you grow up a fan of?
Well, I don't want to sound like I don't know, snooty, but I'm a big like Stanley Kubrick guy.
Yeah.
And yeah.
What's your top 11 favorite Kubrick movies?
Start
not
from
su-
11 and go up.
That's why Castle Rock was a big deal for me because of the Shining connections. Yeah.
Yeah, and I like that little spoiler alert if you haven't seen it, but I like that little button at the end with
Shelley Duvall?
yeah, the Dr. Phil Shelley Duvall interview turns up at the end. No, there's a they allude that the next season might be Shining related with
Oh.
this character named Jackie Torrance, who's the niece of Jack Torrance.
She's a niece?
Yes,
It's amazing.
her name's Jackie Torrance because she's a girl.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, you get it?
That worked out nicely. Kind of like in fucking Wall Street when they do the return 20 years later and they fucking Rudy is dead. The
Yeah.
kid,
No,
and they
no,
bring
no,
a girl back just
Yeah.
so that someone can get involved with her.
I thought it was a son. Yeah, son's dead. We got a daughter now.
Yeah, I don't know. Just switch
Yeah,
genders.
that's right. Why
Don't worry
isn't
about
Sheen
that.
in? Oh, is Sheen in
He
the
does a
second Wall
cameo. He
Street?
does a cameo.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're supposed to believe that somebody on Wall Street went to jail for 20 years. It was just
You don't think Michael Douglas had the connections to get out earlier? After 20?
apparently not. Apparently,
like
with an
that
insider
movie.
trading, he'll do you in for 20 years.
I
Yeah,
like the second Wall Street.
I did too, except for the fact they killed off Rudy or had him die.
Who's Rudy?
The son,
Huxtable.
Rudy. Yes, Rudy Huxtable. That's right.
Whose son?
In
In
the original
Wall Street, he had a son.
Yeah.
He did?
Yes, named Rudy. We picked a
How do
little
you
fat
like
kid.
the second Wall Street? You don't even know what happened in
And
the
then
first
they made him a
one.
daughter.
I watched them Star Wars style. I went back and did the first one as a prequel after the fact.
Yeah, Rudy was his boy.
Yeah.
Look at Rudy. He's throwing stuff and he hits the lawyer in the face. The lawyer has to laugh. He's not happy about it
Why wouldn't they just make Shia LaBeouf a grown-up Rudy who has to reconnect with his father?
because that probably would have been good. I don't know.
You know what I love that you did, Rory?
What's that?
The Waco series.
Oh, thank you.
I watched the whole thing. Were you like, are you a true crime person before that, or did you end up going like, oh, this is interesting, let me read a whole bunch about this?
Yeah, I'm pretty into that stuff.
So when that came up, you were like, this is going to be a really interesting story to tell. I don't know if fun is the word.
How many parts
but
was it? I think I saw that.
It's like 8?
Six.
6?
Yeah, I think 6.
Yeah. Yeah, and you were one of the few people that survived. Your character was one of the few people that survived the whole thing.
Yeah.
So you actually got to talk to him.
Yeah, he was on set the whole time.
That's amazing.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
It was intimidating in the beginning because I just felt like he was staring at me and thinking I'm blowing it, and
Yeah, it's weird when you're playing someone and they're watching you.
Yeah.
Would have been weird if it was Koresh. He just showed up.
Just sitting there.
I was actually wrong, by the way. It was Ruby Ridge was the thing I watched.
Oh, okay.
It was the thing that kind of sparked.
Yeah,
it.
it
Did they make a show about Ruby Ridge?
They did, yeah. I don't remember what it was. Where they were killed in the cabin where the...
Definitely saw. Yeah, they definitely. It was
They
on
did,
Netflix,
yes.
I think. Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
it was
yeah.
the same sniper that was shooting at Ruby Ridge was also at Waco.
Oh,
That's the
really?
connection, yeah.
Yeah, this was where like they kill his wife or his
Yes.
son or something.
Yeah.
Gary, what was his
killed
name?
his
Gary
wife.
something?
That's It's in Waco. It's in the first episode. They show a bit of Ruby Ridge. And,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What
So,
was the
did-
what was the Waco show? I didn't.
It was about Waco. It was about David Koresh and the
what's-
Branch
I mean,
Davidians.
I put that
So
part
what are you
together.
asking?
No,
Who
what's it
plays
called?
Janet
I
Reno?
didn't see it.
It's
I
called
didn't-
Waco.
What channel was it on?
The Paramount Network.
Oh, all right. Well, I didn't see it.
Rob, what am I talking to?
Who played Janet Reno?
I wish I knew her name. She
I wanna
was
see
in
her.
one
Ferrell.
episode.
They brought in Will Ferrell and I had him do the SNL character. What
No,
was his?
they didn't.
What was his perspective like? Like, what was it like talking to a guy? Is he kind of nuts because he lived through that? Is he processed it completely?
No,
like,
he's surprisingly normal, and he sort of laughs about it all.
really?
And he says that like if he's not laughing, he's going to start crying. So
Yeah.
he's constantly.
Was his family killed?
No, it was just him. He was 22 there, and he hadn't been there very long. Everyone was there for their whole lives. And
How did
was
he get
new.
out?
How did he get out?
Yeah.
He busted through a window during the fire, and yeah.
Was Koresh keeping people there to make them die, or was it just the way it happened?
Apparently, he had the door open, and you could leave if you wanted to,
But he had like brainwashed people.
and they really believed.
He was Jesus, right? Like
Yeah.
they thought he was the second coming of Jesus.
Yeah.
Which you tend to trust that guy, right?
Yeah, it's a delicate thing. I don't know. I've been watching my words with it, especially because I've been around.
Oh, because now you're
Davidian.
represent. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Now, did
Yeah, I
it
can
feel
imagine.
like the character you were playing when you met the guy? Did it feel like he thought that he had been brainwashed a little bit, or because he was only there for a little bit of time, he kind of had a proper perspective on
you
things?
sort of one foot in, 1 foot out. So, and he prefaces everything with, "I know it sounds crazy, but
right.
But the things he told me and the things you had to meet him to understand, and we will never get that opportunity."
How
But-
long? Oh, Koresh. you mean.
Koresh, you're talking
Oh,
about
yeah,
Koresh,
yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
I guess he was a charismatic guy. Some people just have an ability to bullshit. They're just charismatic.
Or I mean, I think he believed it himself.
Maybe.
You know
that's
what I
like
mean?
when you watch the Scientology documentaries and the people are like, why did you do this? And they're like, you never met David Miscavige. This guy fucking talks to you, and you don't understand. Like,
Some people are
it's
just
not-
good at being motivational,
yeah.
and maybe Miscavige could probably convince anybody to join Scientology because if you can run that organization, you're a charismatic guy.
And
Yeah.
My character in Waco, we don't cover this in the series, but he was really interested in aliens, and he kept asking David Koresh about aliens, and Koresh would sort of give him a knowing nod and be like, "Someday I'll tell you all about it," and kept stringing him along like,
Oh.
"There's something there, and I'll let you know." And he never got to.
And that's the other thing. He probably feels a little bit lost. He probably feels like, I know that there's something out there. And he feels like, oh, this might be the thing that I've been looking for. I'm finally going to know the truth.
Does he know now that Koresh had no information for him?
No,
He still thinks he might have had some information.
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh, so on some level, he kind of still.
Well, what was interesting, we had the FBI negotiator was also on set, so the guy that was on the other side talking to Koresh the whole time.
Yeah.
So we had both sides of the on sitting next to each other. So it's
Wow.
very. Yeah.
And what did the FBI agent say about him? Or did you not talk to him?
Yeah, I spoke to him a lot. He sort of like Koresh could have prevented all of this, and sort of like, "Damn it, David, how'd you let this happen?" And
Well-
everyone's like, "Damn it, Gary, how'd you let this happen?"
Right. What was the name of the character you played?
David Thibodeau.
Thibodeau, that was it. Did he, to this day, does he kind of think that David wasn't the villain here, that this was what the FBI did?
I don't know. I sort of see it as like a villain was the leader of all of these good people, and then
Right.
the FBI sort of seemed villainous, but there was this good person leading them, and then they were trying to sort of work it out. And
Right, so all these kind of good people get lumped in
yeah,
with stuff that this guy did because everybody was there for the right intentions.
yeah, and there's no way to justify it. People you talk about Waco, and they're like, yeah, but Koresh was, touching young girls.
Mm-hmm.
But does that mean you should burn the young girls alive? Because the young
Right.
girls are dead now. That you can't justify that.
No.
Jesus.
Didn't Janet Reno just attack?
Yeah.
It's very controversial.
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
To this day,
Yeah.
it's very controversial. I mean, even talking about when the show was on, I remember talking about it, and like immediately callers were calling up, being like, "Don't believe this side's bullshit. Don't believe that side's bullshit. Here's what really happened."
Everyone
and-
knows what really happened, but nobody really knows what happened.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Wow.
It's pretty amazing.